Right now on Super Request, it's a pleasure to welcome in full regalia too Ron Hitler Barassi and Humphrey B. Flowerbear from TISM. Welcome on to Celebrity Mike.
Hello.
Celebrity Mike.
Yes.
Celebrity Mike, that's what we're on.
That's the
great,
Mike that we know.
That's right, Celebrity Mike.
I might just get you to describe your outfits to the radio listening audience.
Well, I guess if you can imagine when the Mr. Whippy van comes down your shop, to your street, sorry, if someone got out looking kind of like Bozo the Clown, but had his pancreas on the outside, that's probably it.
That's right. I actually borrowed my outfit from Terry Laidler. Hi, Terry. Thanks for the loan of the gear, mate.
An ABC
He's a sexy
radio
guy, Terry Laidler. Do you know Terry Laidler at all,
I
Jane?
see him often in the corridors here at the ABC.
He's a sexual animal, I find, Terry. I just think his voice on air, he's down there and he calls for listeners, and he gives the number and it's exciting. You've got to admit it's exciting. And Angela Catterns, of course, had jumped, didn't she? She jumped from Triple J to 3LO because she decided to get a bit groovy. Yeah. She was sick of the sort of the old demographic of Triple J, and she jumped all the way over there.
All that talk radio and
sick of that. So she went to where the real action is, 3LO.
Yeah.
And who was the other fella, the guy, the real Judas, who went to Triple M? Ian Rogerson.
Ian Rogerson,
Hey,
yes.
what's happened to him? That shows you what happens when you jump from Triple J.
And moving right along, thanks TISM.
So Jane, have you got any other job offers? Surely.
Not yet.
You're a multimedia, aren't you? TV, radio,
TV
the whole
stuff.
thing.
So in fact, you're more famous than we are. So probably we should be asking you the question.
Can I ask them?
You've got
it's my turn now.
You mean have you got an agent?
Can you be my agent, please?
Yeah, right.
We could definitely get your career in a different direction to the way it's going now, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You're very kind, thank you. I'll describe your outfits. They're black, and you're wearing black balaclavas. It looks like you just stepped out of a robbery. But they look very good.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you very much.
And I'm going to start questioning.
Cool.
Because we're time limited. Cool. And these first ones...
We can't get people to call in, can we?
Unfortunately,
I mean, for job offers for you. If there's any radio stations...
Can they contact your manager, Michael Lynch?
Yes, we should make him famous too.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They're Celebrity Mike. Boom, bloody boom.
Carry on.
He's a celebrity.
Carry on, Jane, yeah.
These first questions have been sent in to us from Craig Heffernan in Northcote in Melbourne.
Good on you, Craig.
And he says, here guys, here are some curly ones for you. Is it true that TISM stands for Totally Incompetent Session Musicians?
Yes, Craig, well done.
Excellent. Where is he from? Northcote.
Yes.
Is that right?
That's a bit groovy, Northcote, isn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously, Craig
he's a 3LO
he's
listener.
plugged into the pulse of modern contemporary culture.
That's right.
That's why he came up with a cutting-edge kind of joke like that one.
That's bloody...
if we could ask permission, Craig, to use that on our next press release, we just might, I think.
He'll be a very happy man. He also asks, will you be writing any songs about the situation on the Australian waterfront?
Well, yeah, obviously people know that my real name is Patrick Stevedore, and I feel personally that, I've been ripped off, so I think we'll be steering a bit clear of that one. But, there's always a chance to
so Patrick,
and get some action.
Tell us about your relationship with Peter Reith. He's a good guy, Peter Reith, isn't he?
Well, he is, although...
You haven't talked to him much, though. No conspiracy there at all.
No conspiracy, no.
Yeah. You might know, Patrick, that Peter Reith is actually the minister responsible for this area. You don't know that, do you? Because you wouldn't have talked to him or colluded with him at all.
No, I've never slept with Peter Reith once in my life.
It's funny, because I have.
You are a band into contentious issues of the day, aren't you?
Well, we're certainly not into music because we're not very good at it.
Craig also asks...
we ship about the same amount of albums as they ship bloody containers, really. It's about, 22 a day or something like that. Yeah.
Craig also asks, in the album title, Great Trucking Songs of the Renaissance, to which Renaissance are you referring?
That's a very excellent question for someone from Northcote.
It is good, isn't it? Yeah. We could go on for a couple of hours about that.
Well, I could do that right now.
You could.
I mean, there's an obvious allusion there to the Renaissance that came from the move away from an agrarian feudal-based patriarchal structure towards the more city-states, led off, of course, by the cities of Venice, where seems to be a certain critical mass where people, by moving together away from an agrarian economy and in the terms of a city culture, seem to develop a sense of oneness, not only of community, but of their own
I can tell
worth.
you're a school teacher by day.
Actually, the real reason is we couldn't think of a title like OK Commuter, which is the new, album by, stopping all stations to Richmond. And
To Northcote.
if we could only have thought of that, great trucking songs of the Renaissance. What sort of crap is that?
Thank you, Craig Heffernan of Northcote. I hope TISM have satisfactorily answered your questions there, because I didn't understand a word of it.
Craig.
I don't understand what's going on. I'll just continue asking. These next ones have been faxed into us from Ness and Sarah in Mount Eliza in Victoria.
Beautiful place, Mount Eliza. A very serene place.
Yeah.
We've written many songs in our exclusive Mount Eliza cottage. We've probably passed Ness and Sarah many times on the way to the milk bar for some Mylanta.
They ask,
get
where
that
did
at
the
milk
name
bars, but
TISM
anyway.
originate?
Very good question.
Never been
You gonna
asked
give us a
it
history
before.
lesson?
No.
Gosh, actually, Craig had it the other way there. Craig
he?
had it, didn't he? It stands for
you should
Totally
get those
Incompetent
two
Session Musicians.
They should get together.
Yeah, Ness has provided a picture here. She looks a bit like Jane. She's a spunk.
Yeah, I think, Craig, probably you could do a lot worse than Ness.
Yeah,
Ness sounds like the kind of girl that really knows where she's at and would, get a sort of an old-style macho character like you well into line. So, if you're thinking of a date, perhaps, just sort of dinner first and then off to a movie and, a little bit of sort of casual sexual tension. I think that'd be the way to go, really. But, don't sort of commit yourselves too early. I mean, this is the 90s and we need to be careful about AIDS and that sort of thing.
Well done,
Very
Patrick.
wise words there, TISM.
Thank you.
What's the worst part of your bodies, and have you sung about them?
We could release a box set about that, couldn't we, really?
The worst part of our bodies, yes.
Yeah, the parts pointing outside. Craig's actually Craig's a very sexual guy, and I think if Ness is worried about bodies, well, Craig's into bodies. I think there's a certain body image, a certain patriarchal macho-ness to his questions. It was a very aggressive way he writes here.
Yeah, I think he needs to obviously get the penis out of his daily thinking.
That's right.
That's
right.
He probably needs to sell that red car that he's got. Actually, the ugliest part of our body is our mind, but I didn't come up with that one originally. That was Frank Zappa, alias Patrick Stevedore, who came up with that one.
Guys, you should be talking about yourselves and not the listeners at this point.
Sorry, yes.
But Ness and Sarah, thank you for your questions.
Thank you, Ness and Sarah.
Thanks.
Ness and Sarah from Mount Eliza.
Doing it hard there in Mount
They've
Eliza.
also asked
Struggle
about
town.
They've also asked about your tour dates, which we'll give out at the end of this, so fear
Superb.
not.
We'll see you there, Ness and Sarah.
And
We'll
at
be
this
waving.
point, we'll take a break, guys, and have a listen to Yob. Do you want to introduce it for us?
Yes, this song was meant to be called Boy from the album of the same name, but somebody else came up with that idea, so we reversed it and it's called
Boy
Yob.
by 2U.
Yeah.
And we'll be back with Ron and Humphrey from TISM answering some more questions tonight on Celebrity Mike here at Triple J.
What you just heard was Yob, which is a fairly poor song by that fairly poor band TISM, which is in fact the two people behind the Celebrity Mike, although we're not celebrities.
Patrick Stevedores, I think, you're doing such a great job on the waterfront. I think you could come through Triple J like a dose of salts, couldn't you, really?
I think some scab DJs would be excellent.
Yeah, absolutely.
If there aren't any already.
We've got to ask some more questions because that's what you're
Lovely.
here for.
Right,
Yes,
okay.
we're here to commune with the people out there.
You are. They're listening. They're waiting for their questions to be asked. I'm sure Mark Dalton in Viewbank, Victoria, is currently sitting by his radio and he wants to know. This is a good question too. I have a copy of the now deleted Australia the Lucky Country CD with the Ken Doan rip-off painting. How much is this worth now?
Don't fool yourself, Mark. If it was possible to have a monetary value less than zero, that's where you're sitting at the moment. I would say if anyone finds out that you've actually got that in your collection, you'll lose all your friends immediately. So burn it. Well, don't burn it because burning off is bad. But
burning's almost too good for it.
Yeah.
Do what Ken Doan does with his art and turn it into oven gloves and all that sort of stuff.
Now, this is the CD that featured the koala with the syringe coming out of its
we
mouth,
don't know what
isn't
you're
it?
talking about,
No,
actually.
nothing to do with that at all, Jane.
I don't understand.
Why did this cause such controversy when
Ken
it came
Doan-
out? Did Ken Doan find it offensive?
No, Ken Doan's a great friend of ours, a great artist, Ken Doan. I think the thing that I like about Ken Doan is his determination not to court publicity. His determination to, in an idealised world of the artist, stay in his garret and work purely for his own aesthetic impulse.
Did you know that Ken Doan is in fact not the original Ken Doan? The original Ken Doan was actually in the Artists' Union, and Patrick Stevedores came along and
Ken. Out. He
Would
was
you
only
consider
churning
working
out
with,
35
Pro Heart?
paintings a day, Ken Doan, and Patrick came along and boom, he's gone. You know,
He's a hard man,
Here
Patrick.
to stay.
And on to the next question. From Mark. Did you ever find out what nationality Les Murray is?
Yeah, we did. We did. It's
Yes,
more his sexuality that we want to talk about here today.
But what
you know.
nationality is he?
Well, he's actually Hungarian, Jane, and if you listen to the end of that track, there's actually a little bit in Hungarian which says that we support Patrick Stevedores in everything he does, unreservedly.
Get Thee to a Nunnery is about Sophie Lee. Who would you write about now if you were to rewrite the song? Another Bugs Bunny host?
No, see,
That
was about what? A good-looking young girl who was being exploited because her full talents weren't being realised. So I think it'd be Jane Gazzo. I think we'd write it about now. Because, Jane, I think there's a lot of career opportunities out there.
I think Jane Gazzo Needs a Pay Rise is actually quite a good title for our next single.
Yeah.
No.
Jane's actually agreed to a sort of a scab labour policy here at Triple J, and I reckon Caterns. Caterns is
She's
worried.
at the heart of it.
There's Gazzo.
I mean, did you
in
know
the
that Jane
background.
Gazzo churns out at least 50 radio shows a day? I
Yeah.
mean, that sort of
That's
productivity
world's
really
best
needs
practice.
to be. Yeah.
That's right.
Thanks, Mark
Encouraged.
Dalton from from Viewbank in Victoria. And on to the last one. Lisa Baldock of Glencoe, South Australia.
Yes,
Hello to your father,
yes,
Lisa.
Yes, and, congratulations for being part of a famous football
Yeah.
family.
Yeah. Fantastic. Wonder what it is like having Daryl as a father.
I don't know, but I guess Lisa's probably called the doc at school, and fair enough because of her sensational ball control when it's wet.
She asks, I'm sure you are secretly Spice Girls fans. Who is your favourite?
Well, Daryl Spice.
Daryl Spice is, that Hitler moustache gets me every time.
Yeah. And the only one of the Spice Girls that did play in the 66 grand final, I think it was the 66 grand final from memory, was Daryl Spice, and a great ball handler like a lot of the Spice Girls.
Actually, there's also, of course, Stevedore Spice, who,
She sacked the other 5 Spices.
That's right.
Full
And,
on the
not being
Patrick
efficient
Stevedore realm tonight.
Wreath
Here on Celebrity
Spice.
Mike.
Yeah.
Wreath Spice.
Wreath Spice is the sexiest one.
Belly button.
Although a little short, but nonetheless quite sexy.
Wreath's belly button.
Yeah.
That gets you going.
Yeah,
Would
those
you
are
guys
lovely.
consider wearing high heel runners as well?
High heel runners,
Wreathy in high heel runners.
Wreathy
he'd
in
look
high
good.
heel runners and
He'd
nothing else.
Yeah.
Well,
that's-
whets the appetite, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. He could fill underpants with the world's best practice underpants, I reckon, old Wreathy.
Lisa also asks, if you had to move overseas, where would you want to live?
Oh, well,
Northcote.
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly with Craig. With Craigie boy. Because Northcote's a happening place.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Not so much overseas, though, is it, Northcote?
if you moved somewhere like Berlin, that'd be awful because if you wanted to go to the Baker's Delight, for your white high tin loaf, you'd be served by someone who thought they were Nick Cave, and I think that'd be very scary. So overseas it'd be very bad, unless of course we were importing a crack team of strikebreakers. That'd be different.
Thanks, Lisa Baldock of Glencoe in South Australia. There's your questions for Ron and Humphrey of TISM. We'll read out your tour dates in just a tick, but this is the point of the show where we get you to request a song. So what would you like to pick and hear?
We'd very much like to hear a song called Jump in My Car by Ted Mulry Gang. It's an Australian icon from the 70s, and it utilises a rhythm that is very, very primordial and is a song about health. And we're actually featuring part of this song on our new album, which is coming out in a very short time. It's called
www.tism.wanker.com.
And I think health is very important if you're aged between 10 and 17. So carry on, Jane, and really consider that pay rise.
Okay, thanks, Ron and Humphrey from
MUA,
TISM.
here to stay.
Very special guests behind the Celebrity Mic tonight here at Triple J. People can catch you at Indie Fest on Saturday the 18th of April in Adelaide. That should be lots of fun. Have you picked out your costumes for that yet?
Yeah, we're
All
going to dress like
ABVs.
Ted Mulry that night.
Friday the 8th of May, the Arena in Brisbane. Saturday the 9th at the Metro in Sydney. And Sunday the 10th, also the Metro in Sydney. Then you got the Wool Exchange in Geelong on Friday the 15th. And 2 dates at the Hi-Fi Bar in Melbourne, 16th and 17th of May. Thank you, TISM. Here's the Ted Mulry Gang, as requested by you. See ya.
Watch
Bye,
out,
Ron.
Angela.
Bye, Humphrey.
Bye.